You belong on every ground your feet grace, so don't ever feel out of place. Take up space and belong. This earth is your birthplace. So Charlie leaves it up to Bree to tell their roommates how they spent the 15K. They explained that they only used it watching what was going on in the house. Although the roommates don't like that they spent it, they're happy that they didn't have, they didn't have sex with each other or whatever for the 15K. So Bree has a conversation with Damari and she tells him that she was being selfish by kissing Chris, and that she was just acting off of temptations and she wanted to start over with him, and she asked him if he was down to do that and he said yes. um Charlie had a conversation with Lucy, telling her that he was thinking with his little head and not his big one, and that he is trying to change and he wants a second chance, and she tells him that he has to earn it. So when it comes time for them to go to bed, Joel and Jordan are wondering if Flavia is going to sleep with them. She ends up getting in bed with Joel, and Jordan feels some type of way, so he steps out to have a moment to himself to keep from getting emotional. They go to sleep, everybody wake up, and they claim that nobody broke the rules. So to keep them occupied, Lana is about to send them to this I think like uh some type of class to keep them from putting their energy into physical actions, and helping them to learn how to channel their sexual energy and put it into something more constructive than sex, to keep their minds off of sex. We're about to see if it's actually going to work. So the retreat that Lana set up for them actually ends up backfiring. This lady tells them that she wanted them to transfer their sexual energy into energy and like expel the energy. So they were taking turns like laying on their backs while one person like uses their hand to like make the energy travel through their body, and then they have to moan and express themselves as the energy moves through them. Some of them, like Flavia, had a hard time at first because it was embarrassing to her, but there were people like Catherine and uh Louis and Bree and Damari who jumped right in, and Catherine and Lucy used that opportunity to put on a show for their guys. Lucy did it to show Charlie what he could have had if he wouldn't have been kissing all of the girls in the villa. And Catherine does it to tempt Louis. And it works. Like, Lana thought that this was going to calm them down, but it actually made them more horny. And I don't understand why Lana would think that something like that would have calmed them down, helped them to expel sexual energy. All it did was help them build it up even more, and it backfired. So they go back into the villa and everybody is horny and they're talking about it, and they are breaking off into their little couples and breaking rules everywhere. And honestly, I don't blame them. I think that whole exercise was a bad idea for people who are trying not to have sex. And Lana, I don't know, but I don't think you did your big one in this episode. I think that you failed. You failed to do what you were trying to do. But it was fun to watch, and I also understand, but I also think that the exercise was very interesting. It is something that people can incorporate in their relationship. One thing I do really like about this show is that they bring a lot of sex experts and people who specialize in sex and sexual tension, sexual energy in different ways to expel that energy, because it shows me different things that I can do even in my own life as it pertains to sex. So, in that regard, I think that it was a dope exercise, but it didn't work for the villa. So, a few of the couples have broken rules around the villa. Louis and Catherine, um, Jiao and Flavia, and who else? I think it just was Louis, Catherine, JL, and Flavia. And JL and Louis and Catherine broke the rules a few times. So they had multiple rule breaks. If I'm forgetting a person, I'll add their name on here. But um Lana calls them to the fire pit after they've broken rules. But before Lana gets to speak, Jordan speaks up and says that he is leaving the villa because he got his feelings involved with Flavia and things didn't work out, even though he didn't really give it time. He didn't really try, but I'm glad he's gone because he doesn't have a personality and I don't see any of the girls actually liking him. And plus, he's stuck on Flavia, somebody that he's only known for a few hours. So it doesn't make sense. But he thought that the connection was strong enough to leave the villa because she's with somebody else. Why did you come? But, anyways, like I said, glad he's finna go because he's not interested at all. So after he leaves, he says his goodbyes with little tears coming out his eyes or whatever. After he leaves, Lana gets down to business and she lets them know that it has been more rule breaks and that she is not happy with it. So she gives them an opportunity to fess up. So Louis and Catherine fess up, and Flavia and Joao also fess up. Their roommates are disappointed in them or whatever. Lana decides to give Louis and Catherine another shot to prove that they're really trying to change, and she sends them to a private room to test their chastity. I don't understand why Lana thinks that these people are going to follow her rules when they haven't. Like, they're not going to listen to you. You keep putting them in situations that's going to make things worse. They're not going to stop until you kick them off. And some of them don't care if they get kicked off because they feel like it's worse. So they go to the private room and they immediately start looking like they're breaking rules. But it goes off on the two of them contemplating whether they're going to break rules or not, because Bad Lana told them that each rule break will be half off. And Louis feels like if there's a perfect time to break the rules, this is the right time. So I already know what's about to happen. But the next episode is going to be very interesting. I feel like Lana is trying to reform these horny players, but it's not working. Like, she, because Bad Lana is there, she's having a harder time. She also is like putting together like activities for them to do to help, and it's not helping. So I kind of feel like a lot of the stuff she's trying is backfiring, and I don't know how she's going to deal with that. But still interesting so far. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. How do y'all feel like Louis and Catherine needs to be kicked off for breaking the rules, or do y'all feel them? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this season of Too Hot to Handle. Bye! Before you go, check out my website at srgraham.org and subscribe to my mailing list to get exclusive updates on works in progress, other news, and blog posts. Thank you.